Reselling products online can be a great way to earn extra money. Buy items that are on sale or clearance, list them online. When they sell, ship them to the customer, and you keep the product. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pitfalls and things that people struggle with reselling, such as sourcing profitable products, running into which brands they're allowed to sell, sending in-app inventory into Amazon where it takes weeks for that inventory to go live, all of that stuff. So this is 5 Steps Reselling. It's a podcast that breaks down reselling topics into 5 specific actionable steps that literally anyone can take to start reselling online. A lot of people think that it takes a lot of money or it takes a lot of experience to start reselling, and that really is not the case at all. To start reselling, all you really need to do is set up an account on these different systems such as eBay, Amazon, Walmart, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and others. Find a good product to buy that is on sale or on clearance that you can mark up, hopefully below or at the standard manufacturer retail price, and then start selling. So you can start with virtually no money and then scale from there, which is recommended. But what you really need is a system. You'll find a lot of guides and online coaches and things along those lines will give you concepts. They'll tell you, go find profitable products. Go stand in the store and scan a product and see if it's profitable. Go find what other people are selling and then try to somehow find that product for cheaper or what they bought it for so that you can also sell that product. So those can work, but it's really not scalable. So my story is I resell on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, all of those things. I've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years. When I first started, I was struggling finding products. So I would do similar to what all the recommendations are. I would look up one product at a time. I would go on a website like Kohl's and I would see a shoe that's on sale. Then I would try to find that same shoe on Amazon. Then I would try to see which colors and sizes of that shoe can be profitable to resell and see, is it something that sells often? A lot of those things. Eventually, I did also start sending in inventory into Amazon FBA. So I would find products that are a great price and was profitable to sell on Amazon, and I would send it to a prep center and the prep center would send it to Amazon. But then 4 or 5 weeks would go by, and by the time that item was available for sale, the price had gone down. There was a lot of other competition that had jumped on that same listing, and now I'm stuck with inventory that's at Amazon that's either at cost or selling at a loss, and then have to figure out what I'm going to do with that inventory. So this system, you can avoid many of those things, and I'll go into exactly the 5 steps that you need to get started. You could do it today. You could be selling items within the next hour. A lot of people think that they need to have a LLC or a sole proprietorship or a business and business checking accounts and things like that to get started. But honestly, if you want to start with the lowest level of entry, create an account on eBay, create a selling account. There's very little required in order to start listing. You could also list on marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of people will sign up using their Facebook accounts and they'll have a lot of items for sale, and you could offer shipping as well. You can sell on the gold standard of marketplaces, which is Amazon and Walmart, and those will take a little bit of setting up. But what I wouldn't wait to sit there and wait till everything is all set up and everything is in line. I would start listing right away on the places that you can get on right away and then build from there. Thus, the first step of the 5-step reselling process is to create an account on different marketplaces. Like I mentioned, eBay is great. Facebook Marketplace is great. You can do OfferUp. You can do Poshmark, Mercari, whatnot. There's a lot of platforms these days where you can sign up without a lot of requirements up front and be able to start listing items quickly, and you can do it slowly so that you don't need a lot of upfront capital to get going. If you're not sure what it takes to create an account for something like eBay or to get started, there are a lot of videos and guides. Simply search YouTube for getting started with eBay or along those lines. That's really the easy part, is registering the accounts. AI would also help you go through all the steps and things required. So if you start with the lowest barrier of entry and work your way up into places that do require a business license or business checking account like Amazon and Walmart, by the time you get to that point, you've already have some items that you're already starting to sell. Another very common thing that people run into when they think, I'm going to start selling on Amazon, which is they equate that to reselling, is that they're not allowed to sell certain brands, which is true. So if you're just starting Amazon these days, there's going to be a lot of brands that are gated, meaning that you have to apply to sell that brand. There's high requirements. Amazon is raising the bar of what is required these days. You might even have to buy 10, 100, or 400 products from a certain brand in order to be able to sell them. But don't let that stop you. Don't think, oh, I'm not able to sell a brand, so I'm not going to sell Nike, or I'm not going to sell Converse or Adidas or any of the Ninja or whatever brand it may be in the category that you like, just because one marketplace is blocking you from selling that item. So for me, I've had a lot of success where if I can't sell something on Amazon, I can sell that on Walmart. And if I can't sell it on Amazon and Walmart, I can sell it on eBay. I can sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I can sell it on OfferUp. So the point is you should diversify on different marketplaces and don't let the fact that one marketplace doesn't allow you to sell an item block you from thinking that is a good item to resell. The second step is to find profitable products to resell. Now, you may be thinking that is the hardest thing, but in actuality, it is the easiest thing. I have developed a system over the last 3 years utilizing web scraping to basically automate product sourcing process. What it does is it downloads information from retail sites like Walmart, even eBay, Kohl's, Best Buy. There's 35 different sites that we have right now, and that's including more. This tool is a little bit unique in that it'll download all of the information from those sites, compare it to a site like Amazon, and show you exactly which products are profitable for resale. So as long as you use a tool like this and you put in a store to scan, you will have pretty much unlimited items that you can buy at a sale price or on clearance or with a coupon or with a promotion, and be able to list that product at or below the current price that's selling on Amazon or selling on the manufacturer suggested price or the going price on there. And then basically you can repeat that process to find more and more products. You can start with a single product and build it up, but the sourcing of products is the easiest part. And I'll get into that a little bit more on the tool that I developed, which is at sdcdeals.com. It's very low cost, no subscription required. You can try it out for free without any billing information. So this is not I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm just saying with tools like this or with this specific tool, finding the product to resell is actually going to be probably your easiest part. So taking a look at my screen here, you can see this is the scraping tool. I loaded a scrape that I did on Kohl's for their sale. You can see here are actual items I've sold on Amazon. So to give you an idea of the items that I've actually been selling and the profit margin. So this one was a great one. It's a Nike LeBron shoe, sold for $160, but I was able to buy it on sale after discounts for $60, which meant about 100% ROI. Not every product is going to be that great. As you can see, there's other ones. I usually have a floor of about 30%, but you can see because of these items are relatively higher in price, even when I'm selling it for 30% ROI, I'm still making over $23 on a single item. And that's after shipping, after fees and everything else, and after the prep. Some of the items here, like 58% ROI, selling again another Nike shoe. And even though I'm selling these on Amazon, you could also sell them on different platforms as well. So supply and demand, especially in Q4, people are looking for presents or looking for products. They'll likely be looking on multiple platforms, either for the best deal, or if it's sold out on one, they'll be looking at other platforms to be able to get that. With this particular scan that I ran, it basically was able to find 37,000 different products that were on Amazon that are also being sold by Kohl's. So this is just one example of a retail store. I put in a search, I tell it what to scan, it provides me a list. And when I say it's easy to source products, here's an example. This is live data. This is exactly the same thing that I'm selling right now and getting sales on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. And you can see of the items that I scanned, 106 are considered excellent for reselling, and uses different metrics, looking at ROI, it's looking at velocity, it's looking at competition, whether Amazon is on the listing, stuff like that. And then there's another 378 that are good, 717 it considered average, and then we have below average and poor. And even though there's a large number of below average and poor, we're not really worried about that. We have plenty that we can look through just on these top two. And just some examples, what I'm talking about, if I were to sort by reviews here, so these are like the most common or the highest moving products, you can see here looking at like the product per item, that's a pretty big amount of money to sell every single time, to make every single time this product sells. And you can see the ROI here is very high. And then you can see also the amount of sales per month is also very high. So when you're reselling, obviously you don't want to buy something that you're going to have to sit on and hold for 2, 3, 4, 6 months. What you want to do is buy it, sell it quickly, get your money back, reinvest that, be able to buy two things, sell those quickly, reinvest it, and start building up. And then you can get into a cadence where you're paying yourself, you're also reinvesting money into the business to help scale it. But items like these, even if you're not selling clothing or shoes, you can scan any category at any of these retailers and find profitable products. When you do find a product, it does break it down and tell you exactly why it thinks this is a good product. So it has 99 sales rank drops. It has 1,266 reviews of this product. It thinks that it's selling around 408 of these per month, and that's this exact color and size of this product. So again, you could be very quickly selling these if you're able to sell Skechers on Amazon. It tells you the ROI at 55% is very good, and that it's high velocity and that it's selling 360 a month. And then it gives you a recommendation. You can buy 10 to 25 units if you like, or you can just start with one. But the idea is look at all these different products that are in the same bucket. If you can sell Columbia, again, very good, 75% ROI, good sales velocity, again, telling you to rank up between 5 and 18 products. But with this, again, you're going to find plenty of products to start with. And that's just the excellent. Good ones may have a little lower velocity. They may be a little bit lower on the ROI, but this breaks everything down for you to make the sourcing as simple as it can be. The third step in the process is once you've found products, you can then buy a test buy. You could buy 1 or 2, but once you actually have the product and you're ready to sell, list it on a platform. Now, my recommendation, I know that there's a lot of people that focus on Amazon FBA, and there's a lot of positives about that, but in this specific reselling system, I focus on FBM, meaning fulfilled by merchant or fulfilled by you. Now, for me, once you've scaled up to a point, you can use a prep center that will actually receive the items, prepare it to be sent to a customer, and ship them directly to a customer. It's an FBM prep center. Most prep centers are FBA in that they're sending it to Amazon. And I'll go into in more detail why I prefer FBM versus FBA. But the point is, if you sell things with FBM, you're able to sell it on multiple platforms. If you were to send your inventory into Amazon, you're stuck selling it on Amazon. It's in their warehouse. If the price tanks or if they decide to block you from selling that item or that category or whatever reason, it's a real pain. Your items are stuck there. You basically have one option, sell it on Amazon. And if the price is lower, you may have to sell it at a loss. You may have to just have it sent back to you. I like to focus on FBM in that I can list this on Amazon. I can list it on eBay. I can list it on Walmart. I can list it at many places. Say I have one pair of these Hagar pants and I'm listing it on 4 different places. If it sells on one place, I'll just take it off of the other 3. and I'll just keep track of that. But by having multiple platforms that I could sell something on and sell it quickly, it's a huge advantage. So with eBay, there's again, plenty of videos on how to list items. Basically, you're going to want to take good pictures of the item, list it with good information, have information on here that people can buy the item. And same thing with Poshmark, same thing with Mercari or Facebook Marketplace, different places. It's the barrier, again, to listing the items quickly is pretty simple. And then once you get sales, then step 3 is, of course, you're going to fulfill that order and ship it to the customer. So if you're shipping it yourself, it's not super difficult to get some shipping supplies, maybe a scale to weigh packages, some boxes that you can get, some like inserts or things like that to protect the clothing. I've done that. I've shipped out a lot of items myself. It's no problem. But the nice thing about that is if you're shipping something yourself and you're getting that sale quickly, you'll get that money back quickly. And again, you can go source more products and build up rather than having to invest a lot of capital. When I was doing FBA, the cycle of when I purchased a product until I could expect Amazon to have it, to sell it, for Amazon to hold on to it with their how they hold on to money after a while, and to release it, it's usually about a 3-month cycle. So if I'm spending $1,000 on product, it's going to take about 3 months before I get that money back, plus anything that I made on it, so that I could reinvest it. With FBM, when I'm doing this, it's a matter of more like 3 weeks. So I could sell it quickly, I ship it, by the time it arrives, Walmart releases funds every 2 weeks. Amazon typically waits about 7 days until after an item arrives before they'll release a reserve on it. But the point is that money is coming back much more quickly. So that's another one of the reasons I really strongly recommend FBM over FBA. But you can do both, and I've done both as well. So if I see a really good product, say I'm going to buy 10 units of something, and then say I found something on the scraper, I'm going to buy 10 units of these, a bra or pants, whatever it is that I'm selling as shoes. I might send 5 to Amazon and 5 list right away. And then the 5 that I'm listing right away, I'm immediately able to get sales. Meanwhile, it's taking a few weeks to go into Amazon. And of course, the advantage there is it's shipped via Prime, which customers prefer. I'm still getting sales. So you can do a hybrid approach. It's just for me, what I like to doing is that FBM where you can immediately jump on a listing. So this scanner, this scraping software is going to show you the buy box as it is today, but there's no guarantee that price is going to stay that way over the next 4 to 5 weeks. And if I send it to FBA and the price goes down, again, like I mentioned, that's going to be stuck at Amazon, and I'm going to have to either decide to take a loss or just liquidate it or whatever it may be with that inventory. Where if it's FBM, I have multiple platforms I can ship it on. I can immediately be jumping on this listing. And then eventually, if the price does go down, that's fine. I still have the inventory I could list elsewhere, or I could just not replenish it. To recap where we are, list the item is step 1. Purchase the item using sourcing is step 2. List the item for sale is step 3 after you've registered on the different platforms. Step 4 would be ship it to the customer. And step 5 is essentially repeat. So you can replenish items that you've sold before is another great way of doing that, but you can be constantly running these scans on different sales, clearances, coupons, promotions, things like that. So you'll constantly have more items to be able to sell this way. If you are interested in using that sourcing software, simply go to scraper.sdcdeals.com. There should be a link in the description here that you can click. Again, registering an account is free. You don't need any billing information. You have 1,000 products to scrape to try it out. It's a very low cost. No subscriptions are required. And then you're able to do that sourcing. We also do have a brand ungating tool where if you are looking for brands to ungate on Amazon, it's a great tool that you can use to see which brands are reseller friendly, and it'll recommend which brands you can go through that ungating process or try to get auto-ungated on in order to be able to sell that on Amazon. Now that you understand a little bit more about the 5 steps, the overarching 5 steps for reselling, I'll talk a little bit about my journey and how I got to this point and how I started getting into automating that product sourcing. So You can see here, I've sold around $270,000 worth of products just on Amazon this year. I didn't really get started until March of this year. And then through there, I have been consistently and have been selling. Of course, in Q4, sales have jumped up. But for me, it's not necessarily the amount of items sold. You'll see a lot of people showing orange bars or saying the dollar amount being a 6-figure seller or a 7-figure seller. Those can be great, but it doesn't tell the full story. When I've started reselling, and the approach that I've taken is quality over quantity, if that makes sense. So when you do see my sales and the things that I've sold, I am looking for those items where I'm going to get the most for my money. So I'm looking at a floor of 30% ROI all the way up to 100% ROI, focusing on items that are fast moving, that are selling well. So I could sell 100 of something that makes $2, or I could sell 20 of something that makes $10. You get the idea. Or I could sell one thing that makes $60, right? So it's not necessarily the quantity, it's more of the quality. And if you're just starting out reselling, you don't have a lot of experience, you don't have a lot of money to invest, then focusing on quality of those items is definitely going to be better than just saying, I've sold 3,834 units without really seeing the breakdown. And there are people that will show breakdown profit after returns and fees and other things like that. So because of that, because I'm developing the software and doing other things, it's not my full-time job that I'm reselling. I'm really focused on that quality of those listings. And just to show you the other platforms, so I like to sell on Walmart. I've sold an additional about 117,000 gross market value there, which is about 2,816 orders. With FBM, the great thing is I'm not limited to one platform. I can have one item, but listed across multiple platforms, or wherever it sells, that's where I ship it from. And then I can simply replenish that same item, especially the ones that I've sold over and over again. So I started this journey with Amazon about 3 years ago, and I eventually was taught how to do web scraping, or the concept of web scraping, which is that process of downloading the items from a retail store to be able to show you exactly which items are profitable at that moment. And from there, I started to build a system that can do that automatically, so that you can scrape information from those sites without having to be a programmer, without having to know anything about web scraping, Python, any of that. And I fully automated that process so that you can get to the point where you can go onto this site, simply put in what job that you would like to submit. And you can see the bunch of different retail stores that we have to sell from, and be able to source from those stores. So the supported sites, we have a lot of different things here that you can see, from JCPenney to Lowe's to Nike to Shields to Shop WSS, Sportsman, Home Depot, Target. So you can see there's a lot of variety, and I'm building out more stores as we go along. But from any of these stores, anything that you can put into a search bar and search for, whether it's a brand, a department, a certain coupon, a certain offer, maybe they have a flash sale, a one-day sale, a clearance sale, a coupon, whatever it may be, you're able to run that scan and have that produce that sheet for you that shows you exactly which of those items are able to be resold. So that's taken about 3 years essentially to get to the process of where it is now, where the process is fully automated. It doesn't require anything other than the number of products that you want to run, and you're able to purchase those products. Each one product is considered one URL. So if I were to scrape a shoe, for instance, it's one product, but I'm probably going to get 200 or 300 rows of results from that one shoe just because of the variance. So for example, if I look at Kohl's, I can see they have different coupons. So right now they have a friends and family offer. If I were looking for online or retail arbitrage, I could scan one of these one by one, but there's 171,000 items. Like, that's going to take forever. I'm not going to know which of these variations are actually profitable. But what I can do is I can do a search. So we're in Q4. Maybe I want to sell Lego And so I want to focus on toys for Christmas. Now you can see all these Lego products. I can simply copy this URL and go back into the scraping software and tell it I want to download all of these products, and it's going to tell me exactly which one of these are on Amazon and can I buy it for this price or after discount and sell it on Amazon, and would it be profitable? Now, it doesn't necessarily scan directly eBay or Walmart, but in my experience, Amazon, I like to call it the gold standard, like the first place people check. So if you have a lower price than it's going for Amazon, but you're selling it on Walmart or eBay, people will find you and they'll be bargain hunting and wanting to find that lowest price. And so you will still get sales, even if you're gated or not able to sell this on Amazon. Again, eBay is great, Facebook Marketplace is great, Walmart is great, and there's a lot of other ones. People are selling on Whatnot, they're going live, they're demonstrating products. People are using TikTok Shop, they're doing a lot of other things. So there's not a shortage of where to sell these things, especially if you're doing that FBM model where you're able to ship it yourself or utilize a prep center that ships it directly to the customer versus the ones that ship it directly to Amazon. So to summarize this first episode, the 5 Steps Reselling podcast, I'll be covering different topics, looking at specific stores, looking at specific categories and departments, always breaking things into 5 specific steps that you can take in order to resell those products. Starting with this episode, I'm saying get on those marketplaces that have that low barrier of entry, register an account so you're able to sell, utilize a tool like this web scraping to find products that you can resell, use FBM so that you can immediately jump on listings that are profitable, quickly turn around that money so that you can reinvest it. Eventually you can scale up and you can use prep centers to be able to ship those as well. Avoid locking in your inventory into one place unless you're doing like a hybrid approach. And there'll be some exceptions of that. I'm not saying don't do FBA. I'm just saying for me, I exclusively do FBM just because I can turn it around and ship it faster. And utilizing a prep center, I pretty much get all of the same benefits that I would if I did FBA. And if you're thinking, why would they buy your product versus FBA when they could get 2-day free shipping versus the 4 or 5 days maybe that it would take for me to ship? And it's supply and demand. A lot of times there are no FBA offers. A lot of times I'm the only one selling it because I can look at this information and it'll tell me how many other offers there are. And if there's no other competing offers, then people only have the choice of buying from me or not buying at all. So there's a lot of benefits there, but this is a specific system. This is not coaching and saying you're on your own, go find a profitable product, go start scanning things randomly, go start stalking other people, hoping you can find that same product. This is a specific, repeatable system that you can use to whether you're starting from scratch, you're already a reseller, but you're struggling or you're wanting to scale up, or you're a successful reseller looking to add on another tool to keep scaling and building. This is a great system for that, and I'll be breaking down other topics and other things as we go along. So I invite you to subscribe, follow, do whatever you need to do, but this is something that hopefully you will find valuable. And I will also be having guests on here. I'll be talking about people who have used this exact system. I use it myself, so I'm basically interviewing myself this first episode, but I literally do these exact 5 steps that I've been telling you. I'm on different platforms, I'm scanning products, I'm listing them for sale, I'm shipping them to the customer, and then I'm just repeating that process over and over. And anyone can do it. You do not need prior experience. You do not need licenses and checking accounts and all this stuff to at least get started, get your feet wet. It's a great way to find products and make money. You don't have to replace your full-time job with this. You don't have to sell $1 million worth of product to be successful. If you sold 1 product a day and that was earning $25 profit, think of that per month. You'd be making like close to $800 or $1,000 just from 1 product you're able to keep reselling over and over. So it doesn't take a lot to really start to get going, to start seeing success, and to start building from that success. So don't think that everything has to be perfect, that you're going to have a ton of money to invest, or that it's going to take a lot of time and effort. All of those things that you can avoid and optimize using a reselling system like this, that you're repeating the same things over and over. Finally, I will mention that I do have coaching for people that want it. Coaching is one-on-one meetings via Zoom where we set up profiles on different systems. We run through scans. We use templates to make things easier. We set up shipping profiles along those lines. It is not needed by any means, but it is something that is offered. I call it Amazon Anywhere, being that you can literally set up this same system and sell from anywhere. You could, even if you're not in the United States, a little bit more challenging, but if you are at a place where they don't even have a post office near you, or you're in the woods, you're in the mountains, you live in a van, whatever it may be, this is something where you can do a complete system, reselling system, where you never even have to touch the product. That's where I am today. I ship my product directly to my prep center in Delaware. It saves me sales tax. So if I'm buying $1,000 worth of product, normally I'm paying $80 worth of sales tax. I don't pay that to ship it directly to Delaware. Instead, I pay the prep center $5 an item to receive the item, box it, ship it to the customer. That's the all-in cost. And it usually is the same amount of cost that I'm saving in the sales tax that I'm paying for them. And plus, they are usually able to ship it because they're East Coast. The shipping cost that it costs me to ship it to the customer is often a lot lower than it is in California. So again, follow along. I'll be going through the different topics. Reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to do a demo with you or a consultation Zoom session. I'm not after your money. I'm not gatekeeping all of this. Disclosure, this is my system. I use it myself. I can show you the things that I do, but yes, it is a system that I do make money on the scraping and the coaching, but not to the point where that's my sole focus. Sole focus is Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and other systems, reselling, building it up, making sure that it makes sense, that at the end of the day, I'm making money, and I'm just trying to share that system with you. So thanks again. If you've made it to this point, make sure that you follow along on whatever platform that you're looking at, and looking forward to the next episode.